These are the January horoscopes for all 12 signs. Aries risings. After January 1st, Mercury will station direct in your 9th house of travel and education. So in December, there could have been issues with travel, with education. Perhaps it was difficult to study, or you may have found that there were travel delays, travel mishaps, but those will all go away going into January. From January 1st to January 4th, we have Venus square Saturn in your 12th house. So this may be a time where you feel a bit lonely, depressed, and you may not feel super active around this time. So mentally, you may feel a bit drained, but this is going to pass. So this is not lasting. From January 4th to the end of January, Mars will enter your Capricorn 10th house, which will make you extremely motivated, ambitious, and it will help you persevere in your career specifically. And this will really help you get ahead in your career as well. So many of you will be flourishing in your career. Some of you may even find additional career success. This may be a time where you can gain a lot of career recognition as well, but watch out for possible conflicts in the workplace, as Mars can also represent anger. From January 11th to January 13th, we will have Mars trine Jupiter in your 10th and 2nd houses. So this is a really great time when it comes to your finances and your career. You may find that there's really good news coming in regarding financial matters or really good news related to your career. Anything you begin or work on related to your career or finances will be successful. This is a time where risk taking in your finances and career is advised, and you will likely be presented with great opportunities to succeed financially and career-wise if you look for them. On January 11th, we have a new moon in Capricorn, which will bring you fruitful new opportunities for success in your career. And this will also bring you opportunity for newfound career success and advancement in the workplace. On January 19th, we have Venus square Neptune in your 12th house, which can bring some insecurity or self-doubt, and you may need to give yourself some extra motivation or self-love around this time. Some of you may be more susceptible to overindulgence around this time, so watch out for that. On January 20th, Pluto will enter your Aquarius 11th house, where it will remain there for 15 years. So your 11th house represents your higher hopes, dreams, and ambitions and your friendships, which means that over the next 15 years, there's going to be drastic life-changing transformations in regard to your social status, your friend groups, the people that you decide to spend time with. You may be dropping friends, making a lot of new friends, and you may completely change the way in which you approach achieving your higher dreams and aspirations. From January 20th to January 21st, this is a really great time for you to achieve additional power in your career, and you will have a lot of stamina to succeed in your career. You'll have a lot of extra ambition and determination because we will have the Sun in Capricorn conjunct Pluto. On January 23rd, we have Venus entering your Capricorn 10th house, which will give you a lot of abundance in your career going into February. On January 25th, we have a full moon in your Leo 5th house, which will signify a major chapter ending in your love life. Now, for some of you, this could mean a breakup. For others, this could just mean ending a certain cycle in your love life or ending a chapter in love, or there could just be a major event happening in your love life around this time. This could also signify a major chapter ending in a creative endeavor as well. From January 26th to January 28th, we have Mercury conjunct Mars in your Capricorn 10th house. So this is a time where you will really be on top of your career. You will be successfully getting all of your work done. You'll have a lot of stamina. However, you want to watch out for possible hostility and conflict in the workplace, as there could be additional anger when it comes to your career. On January 27th, we have Uranus stationing direct in your Taurus 2nd house, which means that you may come up with creative new ways to make money and usher in financial abundance from the end of January all the way to May 2024. And there could also be some major fluctuations in your finances around that time too. From January 28th to January 30th, we have Venus and Mars trine Jupiter in your 2nd and 10th houses, which could bring you a lot of abundance when it comes to your career and finances. So there could be a lot of money coming in, or you could find additional career success around this time. Taurus risings. From January 1st and onward, Mercury will station direct in your 8th house of investing. So investments will be a lot easier to handle. Anything to do with your finances will run a lot more smoothly than they did in December when we had Mercury retrograde in your 8th house. From January 4th to the end of January, you will have Mars in your Capricorn 9th house, which means that you may be putting more time, effort, and energy into your travel pursuits or your educational pursuits. Your studies should go well, or this may be a time where you're picking up books and you're picking up a lot of wisdom. You're learning a lot, gaining a lot of valuable insights and knowledge. From January 11th to January 13th, we have Mars trining Jupiter in your sign, which will bring you a lot of success in any area of life that you are working on. So this is a time where I would advise you to take risks and to start new projects. Anything you start around this time, anything you work on around this time is going to result in a positive manifestation and successful results. Around this time, people will be very strongly drawn to you, especially in your love life, as you will have heightened sexual presence as well as heightened charisma. On January 11th, there's a new moon in your Capricorn 9th house, which could signify new beginnings around travel, adventures, or educational pursuits. On January 19th, we have Venus square Neptune in your 11th house, so there could be a possibility of you being taken advantage of or having disappointing encounters with your friends. So you want to make sure that you are not susceptible to being naive under the influence of your friends. Beginning January 19th, lasting the next 15 years, Pluto is going to enter your 10th house of career. So over the next 15 years, many of you are going to have massive fluctuations in your career, and you may be completely changing your entire career path. You could be changing jobs, or you could be doing your career completely differently than how you do it now. From January 20th to January 21st, we have the Sun conjunct Pluto. So this could lead to massive insights and a lot of knowledge coming in. From January 23rd to the end of February, you will have Venus in your Capricorn 9th house, which will be absolutely beautiful for traveling, going on adventures, or any educational pursuits. This will be a really great time to get good grades, for example, or pursue higher education. On January 25th, there's a full moon in your Leo 4th house, which means that there could be major events happening with your home and family life. For example, some of you could be thinking of relocation, you could be thinking of selling furniture, buying new furniture, or there could be major events happening with your family members, for example. From January 26th to January 28th, we have Mars conjunct Mercury in Capricorn, which will be really great for studying. It'll be really great for doing investigative work or just doing work and being productive. You'll have a lot of mental energy around that time. On January 27th, Uranus stations direct in your sign, which means that you will be a lot more creative. You may be able to come up with creative, successful, innovative new ideas, which will allow you to achieve more success in many different areas of your life. So that's from the end of January all the way to May 2024. Life will really start rapidly accelerating from that point forward, and you are going to start seeing massive changes taking place in your life. From January 28th to January 30th, this is one of the most abundant times that you will experience in 2024, because we are going to have Venus and Mars trining Jupiter in your sign. So this is a time where there may be really good news coming your way. Perhaps you finally manifest something that you've been waiting a long time for. Anything that you work on now should be very successful. Gemini risings, from January 1st and onward, you will have Mercury stationing direct in your 7th house of relationships, which means that any relationship issues you had prior in December are finally going to fade. Communication in your love life will ease up. For example, if you were ghosted or there was some miscommunication between you and a romantic interest, that will go away. So throughout January, your love life will flow a lot more smoothly than it did in December. In fact, you are one of the luckiest signs when it comes to your love life in January. So if you're active in your love life, or you are currently dating someone and you're in a healthy relationship, then this means that you can expect additional passion, excitement, and romance in your love life. However, from January 1st to January 4th, we do have Venus squaring Saturn in your 7th house, which means that there could be some potential issues that do arise in your love life or potential conflicts. However, this will pass. This is also a time where you will really be reconsidering your romantic relationships and your commitment. To maintain harmony in your romantic relationships, just make sure that you put extra effort into not allowing conflict to arise and being extra attentive to your romantic partner. From January 4th to the end of January, you will have Mars in your 8th house of investments, finances. So throughout January, you may be expending more time, energy, and effort into looking after your finances, making sure that you pay off debts, making sure that you handle your investments properly. And this can lead to a boost in your investments, or this can lead to some financial gain. From January 11th to January 13th, we have Mars trine Jupiter in your 8th and 12th houses. So this is a really great time to just look after your mental health and to alleviate a lot of stress. So this is a time where you can usher in a lot more peace into your life and create a much more stable mindset. This is also a time where I would advise risk taking in your investments. Normally I wouldn't, but this is a time where any financial risks will be rewarded. This is a really great time for financial pursuits as well. This is a great time to make money and to gain a lot or profit a lot from your investments. On January 11th, we have a new moon in your Capricorn 8th house, which could lead to new beginnings when it comes to your finances, new positive beginnings where you will be able to manifest more wealth. More specifically, these could be new investment ventures. On January 19th, we have Venus square Neptune in your 7th and 10th houses, which can lead to possible disadvantages in your career or in your love life. This could lead to possibly being taken advantage of in your career or in your love life. So just watch out for those dates. You may need more self-discipline in order to apply yourself in your career, as this transit can make people a bit lazy when it comes to career application. And again, just watch out for possible disadvantage in love and career. This transit is very short and passing, but you just want to watch out for those key dates. On January 20th, Pluto will enter your 9th house of education and travel, which means that over the next 15 years, because Pluto is going to remain here for 15 years, you are going to have drastic changes in travel or even educational pursuits. So many of you may be ending an educational chapter or pursuing a new educational chapter, or you may find that your traveling choices are really changing up and you may be traveling a lot more extensively, or travel could play a massive role in your life. From January 20th to January 21st, we have the Sun conjunct Pluto in your 8th house of finances and investing. So this is a time where you could really make a lot of money, especially in your investments. So financial endeavors will go very well, and you may have a lot of motivation and discipline to go after financial pursuits. From January 23rd to the end of February, we have Venus in your Capricorn 8th house. So again, there's a lot going on with investing or your finances, and throughout this time period, this is a really great time to usher in financial abundance. This is a great time for investing or pulling out investments. On January 25th, we have a full moon in your Leo 3rd house. So this may be a time where you are finally completing a major work project, or you're putting a work project out into the world. From January 27th to May of 2024, you are going to have Uranus stationing direct in your Taurus 12th house of mental health and addiction. So this is a really great time to break addictions, or it could be a really great time just for mental activity and being more mentally alert and mentally aware, and being able to get rid of a lot of the mental fogginess or haze that's been surrounding your life. January 28th to January 30th, we have Mars and Venus trining Jupiter. So this is very beautiful for your mental health and just ushering in a better mindset. And again, this is a really great time for your finances as well, and ushering in financial abundance, which is a key theme for January. Cancer risings. From January 1st and onward, Mercury will be stationing direct in your 6th house of health and career. So throughout January, you will find that things in your career are taking off a lot more nicely than they were in December. So you will be much more able to find career success than you were in December, and any delays or complications or even conflicts in your career will disappear, and you'll be feeling a lot more energized. You'll have a lot more vitality as well, and you will be able to look after your health a lot more properly than you did in December. From January 4th to the end of January, you will have Mars in your Capricorn 7th house, which means that you will have a much higher libido, but you will also be more attractive in your love life. This is a really great month for physical intimacy, physical bonding with a romantic interest. And this is a time where you may be putting more energy, time, and effort into looking after your romantic partnership, in which case your romantic relationship could really flourish. So this month is a really great month for deeper bonding in your love life on a spiritual, emotional, and physical level. On January 11th, there's a new moon in your Capricorn 7th house, which could indicate a new relationship, meeting someone new in your love life, or just exciting things happening in your love life if you are active in the dating scene though. So this may not apply to everyone who isn't really active in love. I just want to put that in. On January 19th, we have Venus square Neptune, which could lead to some possible disadvantages when it comes to your career or to traveling or even educational pursuits. So watch out for those days. There may be some motivation lacking in your career, and you may want to slacken your career, so you may have to force yourself to pick up the pace around that date. On January 20th, Pluto enters your Aquarius 8th house, where it will remain there for the next 15 years. So over the next 15 years, you can expect drastic changes when it comes to investments, financial pursuits, business ventures, or even your joint finances with a spouse. So you are going to undergo massive life-changing transformations in those regards. From January 20th to January 21st, we have the Sun conjunct Pluto in your 7th house of relationships. So this can lead to a lot of intensity in your love life, and there's a potential for things to get possibly too intense in your love life, but this could also be a really great time for deep spiritual, physical, and emotional bonding in your love life too. From January 23rd to the end of February, you will have Venus in your Capricorn 7th house, which is going to be absolutely beautiful for your love life. So during that time, you can expect heightened romance, and you can expect to just, again, bond very well with a romantic interest or romantic partner, or there could be exciting things taking place in your love life. On January 25th, there's a full moon in your Capricorn 2nd house, which could mean a very huge financial chapter ending, or you could be just spending a lot of money around this time, or you could be making major money moves. From January 26th to January 28th, we have Mercury conjunct Mars in your Capricorn 7th house, which is really great for your love life when it comes to communication and getting your point across to your romantic interest, but you do want to watch out for potential conflict conflict around this time in your love life as well. From January 27th all the way to May, you will have Uranus stationing direct in your Taurus 11th house, which means that there could be a lot of exciting sudden changes happening when it comes to your social groups, your friendships, the way in which you socialize with others. From January 28th to January 30th, you have Venus and Mars trining Jupiter, which is very beautiful for your love life. So again, really great bonding in love. And this will also be a great time for bonding in your friendships as well, getting along with your friends and just having a great time in social activities. Leo risings, from January 1st and onward, Mercury will station direct in your 5th house of dating and creative endeavors. So throughout December, there could have been some miscommunication, possible ghosting, or even potential issues or conflicts that could have arisen in your love life, or there could have been a lack of creative energy. But in January, that is going to go away, and your love life and your creativity is going to flow a lot more smoothly and nicely. From January 4th to the end of January, you will have Mars in your Capricorn 6th house, which means that you will have a lot more energy when it comes to looking after your health and also pursuing your career. So you'll find that you have extra ambition and motivation to go after your career, hustle in your career, which can lead to additional career success or just getting ahead in the workplace. But you do want to watch out for potential conflict in the workplace, as Mars does represent aggression. It's in your 6th house of career, but this is also a great time to get ahead in your fitness, looking after your diet. From January 11th to January 13th, you have Mars trine Jupiter. So this is going to be a beautiful time for just getting ahead in your career. This is a really great time to also take risks in your career. Anything you begin or work on in your career around this time will be successful. And this is also a great time to just get ahead in looking after your health as well. This may also be a time where you receive really good news in your career as well. On January 11th, you have a new moon in your Capricorn 6th house, which means that you may be doing something new with your health when it comes to properly looking after your health. For example, you may exercise, or you may put in a new diet regime, or you may have a new beginning in your career. On January 19th, we have Venus square Neptune in your 5th and 8th houses. So you want to watch out for possible deception when it comes to financial endeavors or investing. You want to watch out for possible relationship issues as well, or possible hindrances in your romantic relationships. This is a better time to expend more effort into making sure that you maintain harmonious romantic relationships. Throughout January, those of you who are in healthy relationships will experience a lot of positive events in your love life. There will be a lot of harmony, but for those of you who have unhealthy relationships, more particularly around January 19th, there could be possible issues that do arise that are brought to the surface in your romance. On January 20th, we have Pluto entering your Aquarius 7th house, where it will remain there for the next 15 years. So over the next 15 years, there could be drastic life-changing experiences occurring in your love life. So there could be some fluctuations in your love life. Some of you could be getting married, divorce, you could be entering a lot of new relationships, life-defining relationships, or there could be a lot of things happening with business partnerships for some of you over the next 15 years that are life-defining. From January 20th to January 21st, we have the Sun conjunct Pluto in your Capricorn 6th house. So this is a time where you will have a lot of energy, vitality. You may be exercising a lot, really chasing those fitness goals, or you may be expending a lot of time and energy and effort into your career. And this may be a time where you can achieve more power in your career, but watch out for possible conflicts that could possibly arise in your career. From January 23rd all the way to February, we have Venus in your Capricorn 6th house, which looks absolutely beautiful for your health. Again, you'll be very energized. You'll have a lot more vitality because you are putting in extra effort into your health. This is a really great time to attain a weight goal, for example, or a fitness goal, for example, gaining muscle. This is also a really great time to just get ahead in your career, and you can expect to get along very well with your coworkers for the most part, and you can expect to also gain some recognition in the workplace too. So possibly a lot of your career manifestations will come to fruition if you've been putting in the time and effort into your career. On January 25th, we have a full moon in your sign, which is going to be a huge letting go, a release of everything that was negatively holding you back throughout 2023. So you are really going to be changing a lot in your life. You will be sacrificing the old and ushering in the new. So this is really a time for new year, new me. This is a great time for you to have a boost in your reputation, to gain a lot of recognition, and you may be changing your physical appearance as well. This is a great time for a glow up. From January 26th to January 28th, we have Mercury conjunct Mars in your Capricorn 6th house, which could possibly result in potential arguments in the workplace, but you are also going to have additional energy to get ahead in the workplace. There could also be some success coming in your career. From January 27th and onward, Uranus will station direct in your Taurus 10th house, which means that you may have new creative inspiration from the end of January all the way to May when it comes to coming up with unique career solutions and unique career ideas that can allow you to find more career success. And on January 28th, we have Venus and Mars trining Jupiter in your 6th and 10th houses, which is absolutely beautiful for your career. There may be very positive career manifestations finally coming to fruition. So overall, this is a very great month for your career, and this is a time where there could be a lot of things happening in your career. Virgo risings, from January 1st and onward throughout January, you will have Mercury stationing direct in your Sagittarius 4th house, which means that your relationships with those that you are closest with will drastically improve. There could have been potential conflict with family members, close friends, a spouse back in December, but your relationships will become a lot more harmonious in January. From January 1st to January 4th, you do want to watch out for possible conflict and drama in your relationships with close people. Those are just some key dates in which there could be some remaining issues that do arise in the relationships that you have with those that you are closest with. There could also be possible issues that do arise in your love life as well around this time, and this may be a time where you are reconsidering your committed partnerships and what you want in your love life and who you want to be with. From the 1st to the 4th, expect to put a lot of time, thought into reconsidering what you want in your love life and thinking about what you want in your committed relationships for 2024. From January 4th to the end of January, Mars will be entering your Capricorn 5th house, which means that you may be expending more time, effort, and energy into your dating life, and this could result in really great physical intimacy in your love life, and you may be very sexually desirable around this time as well. You'll also have a lot of creative energy, so this will be a great time to put your efforts into your creative endeavors to turn them into a success. But you do want to watch out for possible conflict in your romantic relationships, as Mars represents passion as well as aggression. From January 11th to January 13th, we have Mars in your 5th house trining Jupiter, which means that you will be extremely sexually desirable. You'll be very magnetic in your love life. This is a really great time for amazing physical intimacy, and you'll just be very desirable in your love life around this time. This is a really great time for dating, improving your existing relationships, and also chasing after your creative pursuits. Anything that you chase in regard to your creative life or dating life will likely result in success. On January 11th, we have a new moon in your Capricorn 5th house, which could mean new breakthroughs in your love life or a new romantic relationship, a new beginning in your love life. Now, this love stuff only applies if you are active in the dating scene. For those of you who are not dating, who perhaps choose to be single, there may not be activity. I just want to give a heads up. Or you may find that there's a new creative breakthrough, a new creative project on the horizons around this new moon. On January 19th, we have Venus square Neptune in your 4th and 7th houses. So there are possible issues that could arise in your love life. If you have a manipulative partner, they could be exposing their manipulative tendencies. Now, healthy relationships will not suffer any consequences, but if you are in an unhealthy relationship, there could be issues that are arising to the surface, that are brought to your attention. This can also apply to your family relationships as well. If there are issues in your family, then those issues could arise and you may have to deal with them. On January 20th, we have Pluto entering your Aquarius 6th house, where it will remain there for the next 15 years. So over the next 15 years, you can expect major transformations in your career and your health journey. So you may be changing your health approach, changing the way in which you approach dieting, fitness, exercise, or you may find that there are major career fluctuations. For example, you could be changing your career around this time. That could be life-defining, or you could be leaving your old job in pursuit of your dream career. So expect some fluctuations in your career, or just changing the way in which you do your job. From January 20th to January 21st, we have the Sun conjunct Pluto in your 5th house. So you may be really putting a strong focus and a lot of time and powerful energy into your creative endeavors, or you may be putting a very strong focus into your relationships. Now, there could be a possibility for you to come off too strongly in your love life, but you can expect your love life to be quite intense around this time. And again, this could be a really great time for physical bonding. From January 23rd all the way to February, you do have Venus in your Capricorn 5th house, which is very exciting for your dating life and very positive for your creative endeavors. So this may be a time where you can usher in a lot of abundance in your love life. You can have the dating life that you would desire, or you could be meeting someone new, for example, or your creative projects could be taking off successfully. So positive manifestations with creative projects and your love life. On January 25th, there is a full moon in your Leo 12th house, which could be a major letting go of significant mental health issues or breaking a addiction. This is a time where you could have a major spiritual breakthrough. You could be connecting with your spirituality, and again, expect major themes to take place in regard to spiritual and mental health endeavors. From January 26th to January 28th, we have Mercury conjunct Mars in your 6th house. So this may be a time where you're just putting a lot of energy and focus into your health, into fitness, into exercising. You want to watch out for possible conflict in the workplace. However, you will have very great mental acuity, and this will be really great for just speaking in your career. For example, if you're a salesperson, this may be a time where you can form very great bonds with a client, and you'll be very charming and charismatic when you speak, and this can lead to more sales. So you're going to be very mentally sharp when it comes to your career. From January 27th to May of 2024, we have Uranus stationing direct in your Taurus 9th house. So this may be a time where there are major changes, sudden unexpected events taking place when it comes to travel or when it comes to even educational pursuits. For example, there could be exciting travel plans taking place during the first half of the year. From January 28th to January 30th, we have Venus and Mars trine Jupiter in your 9th and 6th houses, which is absolutely beautiful when it comes to your career and your health. So there may be positive manifestations that are finally coming to you in regard to your career and health, and you can expect a lot of success in your career and health. Also, this may be a time where travel will be very exciting. I would book a trip around this time. This could also be a time where your studies and your educational pursuits are also going very well too. Libra risings, from January 1st and onward, Mercury will station direct in your 3rd house. So throughout December, you may have found that there was miscommunication, or it could have been difficult to stay on top of your daily tasks, routine, and work. You may not have been extremely productive, but throughout January, you are going to be very productive, very much on top of your work. Miscommunication won't be such an issue, and you won't have to worry so much about ghosting. Communication will flow a lot more smoothly and easily. However, from January 1st to January 4th, we have Venus squaring Saturn, so there could be a potential to be a bit lazy on those key dates, and you may not want to get work done, so you may have to give yourself more self-motivation. It may be difficult to just get ahead in your career around those days, so just watch out for that. During those days, there could be potential issues in communication with other people or possible issues in the workplace, possible conflicts in the workplace, so just watch out for that, but this is very passing. From January 4th to the end of January, Mars will enter your Capricorn 4th house, so you may be putting more time, effort, and energy into looking after your home, into just staying at home or spending time with your family members. There could be possible conflicts that do arise with your family members or those that you are closest with, so watch out for that. I also want to note that this is a really great month for buying or selling real estate. January 11th to January 13th, you have Mars in Capricorn trining Jupiter, so this is a time where you may be getting along extremely well with your family members or those that you are very close with. This is also a great time to get ahead in your finances, so if you work on your finances, more specifically investments and business ventures, you can expect a lot of success there. So this is a time where you could be gaining a lot of financial wealth. On January 11th, there is a new moon in your 4th house of home and family, so there could be new home renovations. You could be buying new furniture, for example. Some of you could be relocating, or there could be just new things happening around the home. Also, there may be new things happening in your family life as well. Throughout January, for the most part, you are going to be pretty productive, and you'll be able to stay on top of your tasks and routine. You'll be putting good work out into the world. This is also a really great month for networking, communicating with others, any social pursuits, and meeting the right people at the right time. But specifically on January 19th, we have Venus square Neptune, so there could be possible lack of motivation or self-discipline around that day specifically. Also, there could be possible issues that do arise in the workplace. You may be feeling some self-doubt when it comes to your career, or there could be potential conflicts in the workplace that you want to watch out for. Beginning January 20th, Pluto will enter your Aquarius 5th house, where it will remain there for the next 15 years. So over the next 15 years, you can expect a lot of events to take place in your dating life. So there may be many people that you are dating, there could be new relationships, breakups, but anything that happens in your love life over the next 15 years is going to be life defining. It will have a very major impact on how your entire life plays out. Also, there could be a lot of things happening with your creative endeavors as well over the next 15 years, and many major changes taking place in your creative projects. You could have significant creative breakthroughs, or you could be ending creative projects, starting new creative projects. From January 20th to January 21st, you have the Sun conjunct Pluto in your Capricorn 4th house, so there could be a lot of intensity when it comes to your home or family life. Again, renovating the home, looking after your home, staying at home, or there could be intense things happening with your family members. From January 23rd all the way to February, you do have Venus in your Capricorn 4th house. This will be a beautiful time when it comes to forming harmonious relationships with those that you are closest with. For example, a long-term romantic partner, your closest friends, your family members. So generally, you will be getting along extremely well with those that you love and are close with. On January January 25th, there's a full moon in your Leo 11th house. So around this time, there could be major events taking place with your friends, a lot of social activity. Some of you may be discarding of old friends. You could be making new friends. So expect some events to take place when it comes to your social life. Also, many of you may be pursuing your higher dreams and ambitions around this time. So if you're chasing a higher goal, for example, becoming an actress or a singer, that's an example of a higher dream or aspiration. This is a time where you could be making major moves towards that. On January 26th to January 28th, you will have Mercury conjunct Mars in your Capricorn 4th house. So this is a time where you will have a lot of mental acuity and you will be very on top of your work. So you will be extremely productive. You want to watch out for potential conflicts with those that you were extremely close with around those key dates. From January 27th all the way to May 2024, Uranus will station direct in your Taurus 8th house, which means that you could be making sudden, drastic changes to your finances, more specifically when it comes to investments, business ventures, joint finances. There could be major things taking place there. You could have creative breakthroughs when it comes to new financial endeavors, which could bring you a lot of wealth. And from January 28th to January 30th, you have Venus and Mars trining Jupiter in your 11th house and your 4th house. So this could be a time where beautiful things are coming to you in regard to your finances, or there could be beautiful positive things happening with the people that you are closest with, the people that you love the most. And this is a time where there could be a lot of financial abundance coming your way. Scorpio risings, from January 1st and onward, Mercury will station direct in your 2nd house of finances and income. So perhaps throughout December, there could have been some financial hangups or potential financial difficulties, but these will go away. And throughout January, you can expect to make very good money, or you can expect to usher in very good wealth. But from January 1st to January 4th, you do want to watch out for possible financial hangups or even issues arising in your love life. If you have an unhealthy relationship, this is a time where those issues that you have in your love life are going to be brought to the surface, brought to your attention, because we do have Venus square Saturn. From January 4th to the end of January, you will have Mars in your Capricorn 3rd house, so you will be putting a lot of effort into your written projects or your work projects. You'll be putting out very successful work. You will be extremely productive, and you'll put a lot of time and energy into communication, networking, socializing, meeting the right kinds of people who can get you through the right kinds of doors. So this is a really great time for social endeavors and just getting your work projects done, handling mundane tasks and routines and just getting that all out of the way. From January 11th to January 13th, we have Mars trine Jupiter. This is a really great time to put out work projects. Anything that you work on or start, whether it comes to a work project, a creative project, is going to be successful around this time. So you can expect some sort of abundance to come your way. Also, this is a time where you can receive abundance in your love life as well, and you are going to be very desirable in your love life. This is a time where physical intimacy will be amazing. There can be very deep bonding with a romantic interest. So you're going to be very magnetic in your love life. This is a perfect time for improving upon existing relationships or dating. On January 11th, there's a new moon in your Capricorn 3rd house, which is a time where you could be putting out a new written project, a new work project. This could be a time where you are getting involved in networking activities and you are socializing with new kinds of people, or social pursuits could be a success. On January 19th, we have Venus square Neptune, which can lead to possible deception in your love life if you are in an unhealthy relationship. So manipulative tendencies in your romantic life could be brought to the surface. This is a time where you could over-idealize your partner. You could be looking at them through rose-colored glasses. So watch out for that, or possible deception in love. There could be possible disappointments arising in your love life or hang-ups in your love life if you are in an unhealthy relationship. But if your relationship is healthy, you have nothing to worry about. On January 20th, we have Pluto entering your Aquarius 4th house of home and family, where it will remain there for the next 15 years. So over the next 15 years, many of you are going to have significant relocations, or you could be buying or selling property, land, a home, and there may be major changes taking place to your family. For example, you could have a new addition to your family, you could have a baby, for example, and these changes are going to be life-defining. From January 20th to January 21st, we have the Sun conjunct Pluto in your Capricorn 3rd house, so you will be aggressively putting out a work project, perhaps a creative project, and you will be successfully putting out that project as well. So anything you work on or anything you put out into the world, which is work-related or creative-related, is going to be a success. It's going to be a hit. You will do a very good job. This is also a time where you could be actively pursuing networking, in which case networking will be a success, socialization will be a success. January 23rd all the way to February, we have Venus entering entering your Capricorn third house, which means that this is a great time for socialization. This is a great time for being productive, putting out work projects, which is a relief because again, you may have suffered issues in these areas of life back in December. January 25th, we have a full moon in your Leo 10th house, which means that there could be major events related to your career taking place. Some of you may be ending a significant career chapter in your life. For example, you could be leaving your old job in pursuit of a new job, but if that's not the case, which it isn't for many of you, you can expect perhaps to finally complete a major work project or some sort of final completion in your career or a major event to take place in your career. January 26th to January 28th, again, you'll be very much on top of your work, very productive. As we have Mercury conjunct Mars, you'll have a lot of mental acuity and a lot of energy and vitality to just get your work done. Sagittarius risings, from January 1st and onward, Mercury will station direct in your sign. So throughout December, you may have experienced mishaps, there could have been miscommunication, you may have been anxious, you may have found that life was moving extremely slowly, you may have found that it was difficult to manifest what you desired, you may have found that you were reminiscing a lot about past traumas, and in January, that is all coming to an end. In fact, throughout January, you get to be one of the main characters, your life is going to rapidly accelerate towards your desires, so this is a great month for manifesting what you want at certain periods throughout the month, and you were one of the luckiest signs. However, from January 1st to January 4th, we have Venus square Saturn, so this may cause you to be lonely or depressed since this is happening in your sign, so you may also have a tendency to be lazy under this transit, and there could be potential issues that do arise in your love life if you have an unhealthy love life dynamic. From January 4th to the end of January, Mars enters your Capricorn second house, which means that you will have a lot more energy and drive, and you'll put a lot more time into your finances, and this will allow you to build financial wealth. So this is a really good month for you to get ahead in your finances. From January 11th to January 14th, we have Mars trine Jupiter. So anything you start or work on regarding finances and career will be extremely successful. This is a really great time to take risks in your career or in your finances, but during this time you can expect to receive some sort of abundance in your career and in your finances. On January 11th, there is a new moon in your Capricorn second house, which means that there may be positive new beginnings surrounding your finances. On January 19th, we have Venus in your sign squaring Neptune, so during this time you may have lowered self-esteem and you may be giving yourself negative self-talk, so you may have to try to pull yourself out of a mental rut and learn how to give yourself more love. So poor self-esteem or lack of self-discipline could be an issue around this date. On January 20th, Pluto enters your third house where it will remain there for the next 15 years. So over the next 15 years, there will be drastic changes in the way in which you network and socialize with people. There will be major changes in your routine, your productivity, and the kind of content that you put out into the world. So many of you could be getting into new written projects, new creative projects. From January 20th to January 21st, we have the Sun conjunct Pluto in your Capricorn second house. So you are going to be able to achieve a lot of financial power, a lot of financial success around this time. You're going to have a lot of energy, drive, and motivation to build up your wealth, and that will go hand in hand again with you being able to make more money. This is a really opportune day to build up your finances. From January 23rd all the way to February, you have Venus in your Capricorn second house, which is really great for financial abundance. So during that time, you'll be able to easily and successfully earn a lot of wealth. On January 25th, there is a full moon in your Leo 9th house. So for some of you, you may be making major travel plans. You could be ending a trip. You could be making major educational plans. You could be putting a lot of time, effort, and energy into studying, or you could be picking up a lot of valuable wisdom and knowledge. On January 27th, Uranus stations direct in your Taurus 6th house, where it will remain there until May of 2024. So during that time, you may come up with creative and innovative ways to get ahead in your career, or you may find that there are sudden changes in the way in which you look after your health and diet, or there could be major changes taking place in your career as well. From January 26th to January 28th, we have Mercury conjunct Mars in your Capricorn second house. So this may be a time where you're making huge financial plans, where you're having major money talks, and that will lead to more financial abundance, which is a common theme from January to February, is being able to build up your finances. And from January 28th to January 30th, we have Venus and Mars trining Jupiter, which will lead to even more financial abundance, more career success. Capricorn risings, from January 1st and onward, Mercury stations direct. So for a large portion of December, Mercury Mercury was retrograde in your sign, so you may have experienced many mishaps, miscommunication, delays. There could have been issues with travel, or perhaps you were extremely anxious or stressed, or you may have found that life was moving slowly, it was difficult to manifest your goals, or you were spending a lot of time reminiscing about past traumas. But throughout January, that all will go away and that will no longer be an issue, and life will rapidly accelerate towards your desires. In fact, you are the luckiest sign in January. You will be able to easily and successfully attract in abundance, and a lot of your manifestations are coming your way this month. However, from January 1st to January 4th, we have Venus square Saturn, so you want to watch out for possibly feeling lonely and depressed, since this is occurring in your 12th house of mental health. From January 4th to the end of January, Mars will enter your sign, which will give you a lot of energy, ambition, and motivation to successfully accomplish what you desire in every area of life. You will be putting more energy into looking after your physical appearance, having a major glow up. Although you may be a bit hostile this month, you could be a bit hot-headed, since Mars is also the planet of aggression. From January 11th to January 13th, you have Mars in your sign trining Jupiter in your 5th house, so you are going to be very sexually appealing. You're going to be extremely magnetic, especially in your love life, so you'll be very desirable, which can lead to amazing physical intimacy, but you yourself will also be able to find a lot of success in many different areas of your life. So anything you start or work on during this time is going to be extremely successful, and this is a time where you can usher in a lot of abundance in any area of life that you work on. On January 11th, there is a new moon in your sign, which is going to usher in a fresh new chapter into your life. So you will be discarding of all of the old things that aren't really beneficial for you moving into 2024, and you really are starting a successful, positive, brand new chapter of your life. You'll also be enhancing your physical appearance. You're going to have a major reputation boost around this time, so you are going to be the center of attention. All eyes are going to be on you, and you will also enjoy this increase in popularity as well. So positive new things coming into your life around this new moon on January 11th. But on January 19th, we have Venus square Neptune. This is occurring in your 12th and 3rd houses. So during this time, you may find yourself being a bit lazy, and you may have to give yourself an extra push in order to motivate yourself. Also, you could be lacking self-esteem around this time, and you could have low self-confidence. Also, for many of you, overindulgence may also be a habit too that you want to watch out for. For example, over drinking, overeating. On January 20th, Pluto finally leaves your sign after being there for 15 years, and this is going to alleviate a lot of the stresses and burdens that have been plaguing your life over the past 15 years. So for 15 years, you may have experienced constant death and rebirth. You had to experience many difficult transformations, and while these transformations helped you step into your power, they were definitely not easy. So really, for the remainder of your life will be a lot more easygoing, a lot more peaceful, and you won't have to experience that same struggle like you did over those last 15 years. But Pluto will be entering your Aquarius 2nd house, where it will remain there for another 15 years. So you can expect major changes in your finances or the way in which you make money over the next 15 years, which will be life-defining. For example, you could pick up a new job, you could find a new income stream, you could leave behind an old job, etc. From January 20th to January 21st, you have the Sun conjunct Pluto in your sign, which is going to give you a lot of drive, hustle, and energy to accomplish your desires. You are also going to be able to attain a lot of power around this time, power in multiple areas of your life. This transit will drastically increase your power because it is happening in your sign, and you will really be able to take control of your life. You may even be able to influence others, manipulate your reality. From January 23rd to February, Venus will be in your sign, which is amazing for manifesting abundance, things coming easily to you, you being able to manifest what you want in multiple areas of your life, you appearing more charismatic, beautiful, charming. On January 25th, you have a Leo full moon in your 8th house, which could signify a chapter ending in your finances. This could be more specifically about your joint finances or your investments. For example, you could be pulling out an investment, or you could be ending some sort of business deal, or there could be major events happening around your finances during this time. You could be paying off large debts, for example. From January 27th to May of 2024, Uranus will station direct in your Taurus 5th house, which means that you will have a huge burst of creative inspiration. This is a really great time for you to find success in your creative projects. Also, there may be sudden, exciting changes taking place in your love life, your dating life as well. So, for example, you may find yourself going on many more dates, or or there could just be unexpected disruptions in your love life as well. It really depends on your personal situation. But for the majority of you, from January to May, you will have good luck in your love life, since Jupiter, the planet of good luck and abundance, is in your 5th house. But whether your love life is positive or not still depends on your personal situation, and if you're, staying in unhealthy, toxic dynamics. From January 28th to January 30th, you can expect a massive amount of abundance and success to come your way. Really good news is going to come your way because Mars and Venus is going to be in your sign, trining Jupiter. And this could be good things related to your love life specifically as well. Aquarius risings, from January 1st and onward, Mercury will station direct in your Sagittarius 11th house. So throughout December, you may have had some issues or conflicts with your friends, or you may have found that your social life wasn't as active as you wanted it to be or as fulfilling, but your social life will become a lot more fulfilling moving into January. The issues that you may have had in your social life will fade away from December, or if that wasn't an issue, perhaps you may have found that it was difficult to pursue your higher dreams and aspirations in December, but throughout January, you will be able to rapidly accelerate towards your higher dreams, and it'll be easier for you to make your dreams come true this month. From January 1st to January 4th, we have Venus square Saturn, so money could be tight around this time, so you want to make sure that you are not wasting your financial resources. Also, there could be possible issues in your friendships around these key dates. I know I said that throughout January, there won't be so many issues in your social life, but it's only within January 1st to January 4th that possible conflicts or frustrations could arise in your social life. From January 4th to the end of January, we have Mars entering your Capricorn 12th house. So this is a time where you are really going to be looking inward. There's going to be a lot of introspection, self-reflection, and doing a lot of research and investigative work on yourself, on how you can improve yourself and create the life that you desire for 2024. This is also a time where you could have immense spiritual awakenings, or you could be connecting with a higher power. From January 11th to January 13th, we have Mars in your 12th house, trining Jupiter in your 4th house. So this is a time where your mental health will be flourishing. You'll feel a lot more at peace. A lot of your anxieties and stressors will be lifted. And this is also a great time to get along with the people that you are closest with. For example, a spouse, a family member. On January 11th, we have a new moon in your Capricorn 12th house, which means that you could have a major new spiritual awakening around this time, or you may find that there's just a lot of introspection around this time, new spiritual awakenings, new mental health development. So there will be a lot of thinking, a lot of mental health activity around this time. On January 19th, we have Venus square Neptune. So this is a time where you could have a lot of low self-esteem or low self-confidence in regard to your appearance or your ability. So this is a time where you may want to give yourself a little bit more self-love. On January 20th, Pluto will enter your sign, where it will remain there for the next 15 years. So a lot of people think this is a very scary transit, but it is a very gradual progression as it is happening over the span of 15 years. So what this means for you is you are going to have more transformations in your life over the next 15 years than any other sign. So there will be a lot of death and rebirth. There can be some difficult transformations, but you, more so than any other sign, have an ability to achieve a lot of power. For example, you could achieve more power in your career, spiritual pursuits, your finances, your love life, more so than any other sign, and you could gain a high degree of influence. But expect a lot of fluctuations in multiple areas of your life over this time span. Also, your physical appearance is likely going to drastically change over the next 15 years. And I know that everyone's physical appearance will change over the span of 15 years, but perhaps you more so than other people. From January 20th to January 21st, we have the Sun conjunct Pluto in your sign, and this is a really great time to do deep research and investigation into your psychology and to figure out a lot of things. You may be able to gain new insights into destructive behaviors such as obsessions or addictions, and you'll be able to self-correct yourself. You may gain many insights at a deep psychic level as well, since this is happening in your 12th house of spirituality. This is a time where you can uncover secrets and get to the bottom of mysteries, and you'll also have increased power in being able to dictate your reality. From January 23rd all the way to February, Venus will enter your Capricorn 12th house, which is really beautiful for your mental health as well as just connecting with your spirituality. So you'll be extremely in tune with your psychic abilities, your intuition. Many of you will be connecting with higher spirituality, or you may just find that a lot of your mental health issues such as depression and anxiety will fade away. You'll be able to look inward and resolve a lot of issues that mentally have been stressing you out. January 25th, we have a full moon in your Leo 7th house of relationships. Full moons are all about ending, so this could be a major chapter ending in your romantic relationships. Doesn't always mean a breakup. It could for some of you, but for many of you, it could just mean that you are ending a certain chapter in your love life, Perhaps many of you may be going on a wild date around this time. There could be major events happening in your love life around this time too. From January 26th to January 28th, we have Mercury conjunct Mars in your Capricorn 12th house. So you may have aggressive or defensive nature when it comes to your thinking, but this is also a time where you will be very mentally acute and your mind will be very alert. From January 27th and onward, Uranus will station direct in your Taurus 4th house, which means that there could be major activity happening in your home or family life. For example, some of you could be buying or selling property, you could be relocating, or there could be major things just happening with family members, major sudden unexpected events. These could also be exciting events with your family members as well. From January 28th to January 30th, we have Venus and Mars in your 12th house, trining Jupiter in your 4th house, which means that very beautiful things will come to you in regard to just spiritual gifts, connecting with your spirituality, being able to better improve your mental health. And this is also a great time to just connect very well with the people who are closest with you. So this will generally be a very happy time mentally, as well as with the people that you love. Pisces risings, from January 1st and onward, Mercury will station direct in your 10th house of career. So throughout December, you may have found that there were some delays or issues in getting work done, or there could have been some potential conflicts in the workplace, or perhaps you may have found that things were progressing very slowly in your career. But from January 1st and onward, you are actually going to be one of the luckiest signs in terms of career progression. So you will be able to easily manifest career success throughout January. There's a lot of great things coming to you in regard to your career this month. However, from January 1st to January 4th, you may potentially feel a lack of motivation or some laziness when it comes to your career because there is Venus squaring Saturn. From the 1st to the 4th, you could also potentially feel lonely or depressed, but this will pass after the 4th and you'll feel a lot better. From January 4th to the end of January, Mars is going to enter your Capricorn 11th house, so you are going to be putting a lot more energy, effort, and focus into socializing, boosting your social status, networking. You'll be able to successfully network as well, and you'll also put more energy and drive into achieving your higher dreams and aspirations, which will allow your social life to thrive as well as allow you to get closer to your higher dreams. From January 11th to January 13th, we have Mars trining Jupiter in your 11th and 3rd houses. So this is a wonderful time for getting along with your friends. You'll be extremely magnetic in your social life as well, so you can enjoy increased popularity. This is also a great time to start working towards your dreams and higher aspirations, or to continue working on your higher dreams, as this is a time where you can definitely have guaranteed success when working towards those dreams. Basically, this is a time where if you work towards your higher goals, you have a higher likelihood of making it happen. This is also a time where any work projects or creative projects that you put out into the world or that you work on will be successful. On January 11th, you have a new moon in your Capricorn 11th house, which could mean new beginnings in your friendships. So you could be making new friends, or you could be active in your social life. And this is a time where you could be going to a social event, and overall your social life should be fun. You should enjoy more popularity. You may also start a new chapter in pursuing your higher dreams and aspirations. On January 19th, we have Venus square Neptune, so there could be some insecurity or self-doubt or lack of self-confidence when it comes to your physical appearance or your ability to accomplish what you desire. So make sure you're giving yourself extra self-love around this time. Also, there is potential for friends to possibly manipulate you if you are hanging around manipulative people, and you may see people through rose-colored glasses, especially your friends, but this is a time where you want to make sure that you are looking at people clearly. On January 20th, Pluto will enter your Aquarius 12th house, where it will remain there for the next 15 years. So over the next 15 years, you are going to have major changes when it comes to your spirituality, when it comes to your beliefs, getting in touch with your intuition, as well as your mental health journey. From January 20th to January 21st, we have the Sun conjunct Pluto in your Capricorn 11th house, so you will be yielding greater power to make your higher dreams and aspirations come to life. You will also have a high degree of influence over your friends, over social groups, so you will have a lot of social power, and this is a really great time for you to have a major boost in your reputation or to become extremely powerful. So this is a time where you could be extremely influential. You'll be very persuasive. For example, if you're trying to be a social media influencer, this is a time where you could really build up your following, gain a lot of recognition. From January 23rd all the way to February, you will have have Venus in your Capricorn 11th house, so you will be extremely popular during this time. Your social life will be abundant. You'll be able to make new friends. This is also a really great time to work towards your higher dreams and aspirations, and that's a key theme from January to February, is that you'll be able to boost your social life and you'll be able to get closer to your higher dreams. On January 25th, there is a full moon in your 6th house, so there may be a major chapter ending when it comes to your career. So for some of you, definitely not most of you, you could be leaving an old job behind, but for many of you, there could be major events happening in your career, or you could be ending a career chapter, or you could just be ending a major work project, finally completing that and putting that out there into the world and moving on from that. From January 26th to January 28th, you have Mercury conjunct Mars in your Capricorn 11th house, which is a really great time to just socialize with people and to have a great degree of influence over others with your words. From January 27th and onward, Uranus will station direct in your Taurus 3rd house, which means that there may be a lot of creative inspiration coming into play, which will allow you to put out better creative projects or to put out better written work. So from January to May, you may be extremely productive and you may be putting out really great work into the world. And from January 28th to January 30th, you can expect more abundance in terms of friendships, in terms of your higher dreams and aspirations, as well as your productivity and the kind of work and content that you're putting out there, because we have Venus and Mars trining Jupiter.